We putting work, turning nothing into something. They feelings hurt, we turning nothing into something. Give a fuck if they don't like me, cause all this bread I count excites me. Turning nothing to something, nothing into something, turning nothing into something.
Papá Dios me dijo que en la calle hay mucha maldad, que muchos me van a subir, otros me van a bajar, que los que me rodean se van a virar. Hasta matarme van a intentar. Siempre me persino cuando salgo por ahí, porque me di cuenta que es verdad que están para mí. Siempre le pido al Señor cuando salgo por ahí, que me proteja porque están para mí. Ahora soy un difunto, un muerto que canta. Soy un fantasma que cuando cae solo se levanta. Muchos quieren matarme, mandar mi cuerpo para el hueco. Nadie me dio comida cuando mi barriga tenía seco. Dando vergüenza en la calle, con los labios secos. Yo con mucha lucha, yo lo que tengo me lo merezco. JSyck, para la music. Estoy esperando que me quite el chaleco, para darme plomo. Me tienen envidia, tú esos palomos.
What up, what up, what up, what up? What is going on, everybody? What is going on? And welcome to Blunt Thoughts on a Sunday night. Blunt Thoughts episode 30. And we're going to do things a little bit different tonight. I know you guys are used to me talking Mets all the time. Probably tired of me talking Mets all the time. I kind of get tired of it sometimes too. Nah, never that. But I'm a huge Knicks fan. I'm a huge Giants fan. Some of you know it. Some of you may not know it. I don't really talk Knicks much on here or Giants so much. The Knicks, because it's a little dangerous. It's a little dangerous talking Knicks on Twitter and stuff like that. It's a dangerous world. But I love to talk sports. I love to talk about my teams. And when I started to, open this channel up or whatever you want to call it, do the show, whatever it is, my intention always was to talk about all my teams, talk about current events and sports, especially as it pertains to New York sports. So tonight we're going to do a little bit of that. But to do that, we're going to bring someone in who's also a big Mets fan, who's also a big Knicks fan, who's a big Knicks content creator out here, as well as a Mets content creator who does his thing, who's the host of a Knicks roundtable with a few guys. My guy Tony, who runs things out here as far as Knicks, as far as I'm concerned, as far as Knicks Twitter and all that good stuff. But so I wanted to bring my guy Eddie in tonight to have some fun and talk Knicks and talk Mets, and whatever else the hell may come up. So welcome to everybody that's here, but welcome to the Men of the Hour with my guy Eddie. What's up, Eddie? Oh, maybe I should bring you up. Hold on. Where the hell did it go? Ooh, wow. Hold on. Sorry, guys. No. Some way, somehow. Oh, my gosh. This is terrible. This was all set up, and now I can't bring Eddie up. Bear with me, everybody. Bear with me, Eddie. I don't know what the hell happened, but you know what? Let's do it like that for now.
There we go.
There we go. What's up, Eddie? How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. How are you, Hack?
Doing pretty good, man. Like I was rambling on and on here. I wanted to get into some Knicks, and we've been talking Mets behind the scenes and stuff like that, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on and stuff, and what may be coming soon. But I said, if I'm gonna talk Knicks, why not start with my guy Eddie? So yeah, here we are. And listen, so a lot's been going on, and I gotta be honest, Eddie. I gotta be honest right away, right off the top. I mentioned Tony. This season, I'm probably what Tony would call a casual Knicks fan. I've been a casual fan. I gotta admit to it. And I love this team.
Now, why are you casual? Is it just because you're so focused on baseball, or is it just you're waiting to see what happens?
It's a combination of things. The first is that I'm a very emotional person. I wear my emotions on my sleeves. I'm passionate. I'm passionate. I get into these teams and I go nuts, right? So if you go back to 2022, the Mets took a lot out of me that year.
Right.
It was a great year. It was fun. And then it ended in a way where we slowly saw the decline coming. We wanted to be in denial about it, but it just, boom, exactly. And that hurt a lot, right? And I just couldn't get into anything really in 2023.
Well, and then now this is with the Mets?
With anything.
Yeah, okay.
With anything.
All right.
I couldn't get into the Giants, right? Because you go by the seasons. Baseball's over, you get into football, basketball starts up, and all that good stuff. I couldn't get into the Giants. One, because I had no belief in them.
Okay.
Couldn't stand Daniel Jones. They're not going anywhere. I'm not wasting my time with this after what I just went through. You understand what I'm saying?
Of course.
So it was like going through a bad relationship. I don't want to get into another one. And then the same thing almost with the Knicks, but not so much. Because once the Knicks got going, I was into the Knicks. And I got to be honest. When we got Brunson at first, I wasn't a huge fan of his game. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a Mark Jackson guy. 13 is my favorite number. Mark Jackson's my favorite player. That's the kind of guy I am. So now you could already understand my mentality when it comes to basketball and what I think of a point guard. You got Jalen Brunson who comes in here who's dynamic, who's great. I'm not taking anything away from him. I just don't like the style of game, right? But I grow to like it, to love it, whatever. At the end of the day, I'm a Knicks fan. Just like I'm a Mets fan, I'm a Giant. I just want us to win. And once you're on my team, I'm going to root for you. But it's blunt thoughts. I'm going to give you my opinion. And a lot of times you got to earn my love. You feel me? You got to earn my respect. You got to earn my love. That rubs some people the wrong way, but that's just the way I am. Anyways, we go. And it was the same thing with Julius Randle, bro. We got Julius Randle at first. It was like, dude, what the hell?
Right.
He was terrible the first year. Whatever the hell he did. Yeah, the first year was like, get this guy the hell out of here. He comes back. He's great. You know what I'm saying? He grows a little bit. Then he gives us the finger or the thumbs down.
21, 22, yep.
But you grow with that. You know what I'm saying? He grew for me. And I don't have a problem with a player who makes a mistake, admits to the mistake or whatever the case may be, and comes back from that. A player that struggles, goes into offseason and works, and comes back and gets better. That's the era that I grew up in.
Right.
That's what used to happen before players started going and running to another team because, we can't do it here. Let me go create a super team.
Yep.
You feel me?
Yep.
So
look, man, I don't want to get into the Randall debate because we start getting into the Randall debate. We're gonna be going down that rabbit hole.
Right.
I would just keep it at where the Knicks are right now. What's your thoughts?
But that's what it is, right? When you ask me why, that's part of why this season. Because again, now we have another emotional Mets season in 2024, where I was here fighting Met fans, fighting other teams.
Incredible.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to quit. Even if I tell you in May, I hate this fucking team.
Yeah.
The truth is, I love the Mets.
Right.
But right now, what I'm watching, I hate.
Right.
Just like there's been times, there was a time for 20 years where I loved the Knicks, but I hated the Knicks.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? They
we had a lot of years of disappointment being a Knicks fan.
Right. So you come over this roller coaster of the Mets season, and now we come into this season. And again, I grew to love Randall. I thought Randall was what New York is, bro. Attitude, toughness. I don't give a damn. I'm not backing down. That's New York. That's Julius Randle.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah.
I felt like this team was good last year. I think we all did as Knicks fans.
Yes.
So I wanted the team come back and trying to redeem itself. I wanted to see this team get another shot. That's taken away from me. Now, I'm not no idiot, Eddie. I understand what Karl Anthony Towns is. But I understand what Karl Anthony Towns is. Right? You got to take everything.
You also know what he's not.
You got to take everything, right?
Right.
Yes, talent or whatever, soft, all of that comes with it. So that's in my head. I'm emotional. You take something that it's like,
we're fans, man. We're emotional beings.
Right. So I'm like, damn, man. Okay, but whatever. Let's see what's going on. The season starts. Now, I'm a little bit all over the place, so sometimes I can't watch the games as much as I would like to, or sometimes I got to watch it in my car, so I can't focus as much as I would like to. So it makes it a little bit harder. And then now, even though it's Washington Heights, now I'm in the optimum coverage area.
Right.
Fucking optimum takes the games away from me. So that makes it even harder to get into the, you know what I'm saying? So all of that has made me a casual this year. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit long-winded, Eddie. So we could be here all night, but we're not.
Nah, don't worry about it, bro. Look.
Hey, shout out to everybody in this chat, man. Listen, guys, we're going to try to get to your comments and all that. I already see 60 plus comments. There's 100 and plus of you beautiful people in here. We appreciate you, man. And we're going to have fun.
To the chat, baby. We got a lot of people in here. Shout out to all you guys coming through. I don't know if you could put the comments up.
We'll get into, you want to do some of that? Let's get into some of the comments right now real quick. Let's say hello to everybody. Man, the first person I'm going to put up is my guy Darren. He goes into all our shows and he's always shouting us out, asking everybody to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I appreciate you, Darren. Shout out to you, man. And as he shouts us both out, man. So hello to Darren, man. My guy Stan. What up, Stan? How you doing, man? Let's see who we got. Who else we got here? Let's see. Yeah, we got a lot of my Mets people coming up here first. What's going on, Nelson? Dímelo de lo mío. ¿Qué lo que? My guy Stan. Let's see if we can find some. Yo, my Mets people don't get offended. Let me see if I can find some of our Knicks people up in here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What's
good? Alvin? This is a new person. I never seen Professor J. Holla. What it is.
I got Jordan. What up, Jordan? He's a big Knicks fan. Big Mets fan.
There you go. But dímelo, Ramos, ¿qué es lo que? Good to see you, man. Ortiz. Dime a ver. Dr. Cayo's in the house. Yeah, I'm still pissed, bro. I'm still pissed that Julius Randle was traded because that's me.
Okay.
But I'll get over it. Nah, I'm over it, but something better come of it. But let's get into that, man. What do you think about this team, Eddie? Because I got thoughts, but my thoughts may not be valid. People might say, oh, look at this guy. He doesn't even watch the games. How the hell am I going to listen to him talk about the Knicks? But I'm 49 damn fucking years old. I've been a Knicks fans a lot longer than some of you guys been alive. That think that you guys know everything Knicks. Now, I'm not no fucking historian. I'm not that. But I know the fucking game. Yeah. And I love this damn team. But talk to me, man. Because listen, when I look at this team, is this team a title contender? I don't know, Eddie. You call them the mid-Knicks.
Look. The Knicks are in the Knicks made, here's the problem with the Knicks, okay? The Knicks made a trade. Well, actually, no. This all started, the build of the Knicks all started a week before free agency. McNeil Bridges asks out right before free agency started. We went out and we traded all of our draft capital to get McNeil Bridges, right? We got him. But the reason why they traded for him was because they thought they were going to bring Isaiah Hartenstein back. And they thought they were going to run it back with everything we had last year. Isaiah was staying. Julius Randle was staying. Dante was staying. All these guys were going to be here. And we added McNeil Bridges. Now, if that was the way that shit would have played out, right now, we're talking about the Knicks probably being a 60-plus win team, and they would be 100% a title contender. Unfortunately, the Knicks didn't realize that Oklahoma City could throw a boatload of money at Isaiah Hartenstein. They threw him $29 million a year, guaranteed for 2 years, okay? So we could only offer him 4 years, $18.5 million. So naturally, he took the close to $60 million guaranteed, and he left and went to Oklahoma City. That was the first domino to drop. So now we're with it. Now we still had a center in Mitchell Robinson, but we have a guy in Mitchell Robinson who is always hurt. So what happened? We had to go out and make a deal 1 week before training camp started, and we had to go out and trade for a center. And so we go out. Not only do we trade Julius Randle, who I don't have a problem with. I thought Julius Randle was a good Knick, but at the end of the day, he was, he had his failures in the playoffs and whatnot. But last year, I think he did. I thought it was the best version of himself. Whatever. But they also traded Dante DiVincenzo. And Dante DiVincenzo was a huge part of this team. So we ended up losing, even though we got Cat, who is much more talented than Randall. He's a stretch five. He's what the Knicks fans wanted. He's extremely talented, but he doesn't play defense. And that is a problem. When you're a team coached by Thibodeau, you got to be able to defend. And unfortunately for Karl-Anthony Towns, he's a hell of a scorer. He's a hell of a shooter, but he can't really create his own shot. And that's also Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges can't create his own shot. And so the Knicks are limited. Are they a good team? Absolutely. They beat up all the bad teams, but we're like 0-11 versus the best teams in the NBA. So what does that tell you, Hector? It tells you that they're good, but when push comes to shove, unless something miraculously changes in the playoffs, this team's a second round exit. They're probably going to see, they could probably either see Detroit, Indy, or Milwaukee in the first round. They should win the first round. But then the second round, they're probably going to get Boston. And if they get Boston, Hector, I got news for you. They're going to be out in 5-6 games tops. Okay. Boston's gonna walk them out. So that's where I'm at. The Knicks are good, but they're not championship level. And I think the Knicks are going to have to ask themselves a lot of tough questions in the offseason. And one of those questions is, should we keep around Thibodeau? I don't know. Right now, I'm leaning towards no. And the second question is, what do you do? How do you make this team better? We don't have any draft picks to trade, but we do have players that we could trade. And that's what we could do from a Knicks standpoint. But we're not a title contender, Hector. And we're the biggest problem with this Knicks team is personnel. We have no bench. Last night we got outscored 26-4 in the bench. So the Knicks are good, but they're not a championship level team.
Yeah, and see, and you touch on so many things and a few things that I was going to ask you, and a few things that bother me. That bothers me. We should be title contenders. To me, you didn't make those moves to be a second round knockout. No, I'm sorry, Eddie.
Keep it up, Hector.
You didn't make those. Yeah, they're not. But why did you make these moves then, right? Because what did you say when you first started speaking? What did you say? Had we kept that team and brought in Bridges, right now we would be talking about NBA title contenders. You said that. I didn't say that. The NBA Cap Whiz said that, right? Not Blunt Thoughts. And now you're talking to me about we're possibly a second round knockout. That bothers me. The fact that we're 0-11 against contending teams, that pisses me the hell off. But you say that, and people try to dismiss it because what are we? Oh, we're 40-20 or whatever the hell we are. I don't give a damn about that. Yeah. You know, you could take that 40-20 and shove it. Because if you really watch the team, what I have watched, it doesn't look good. And when you're not even competitive against these top teams, because if you're close, it's one thing. But when you're not competitive for the most part in these games, that doesn't give me any hope. Excuse me. And we see many times where
when we play the good teams.
Yeah, and we see times where teams, we've seen times where a team will struggle in the regular season with a team and still go out and beat them in the playoffs. Right. But I don't see that with this team.
Yeah.
As the casual that I've been in 2025. Right. I really don't see that. So all of those things bother me because you're supposed to make a progression. And I understand you made a lot of moves and it takes time, for guys to blend and stuff, and the injuries and all of that doesn't help. But since the injuries and you mentioned something that I've thought about as the casual that I am, and I don't have it up here, but I'm having fun. I'm having fun. Shout out to Tony, baby. I hope you're in here, Tony. Shout out to my guy Tony. I can't wait to see Tony at the fucking
game. I'll ask Tony if he wants to come up. You want to bring him up if I get him here?
I guess we could. It's really gonna get crazy, because I really don't have anything set up for that.
You keep going.
But let's rewind a little bit, right? Because if you go to the off season, and I apologize to everybody who's like, no, let's talk about right now. Hey man, listen, like I said, it's kind of my first time talking Knicks, and I got Eddie here.
Okay.
Dude, I can't stand Mitchell Robinson. I'm sorry. I can't stand Mitchell Robinson.
He don't fucking play.
First of all, exactly, he doesn't fucking play. One, he's never healthy.
No.
And when he is, he's continuously in foul trouble. It's the same crap over and over. I forget what it was a couple of games ago. We went into overtime because this stupid dope has to foul at the end of the game.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It drives me crazy. So, Eddie, I was like, yo, trade this bum.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say bum. I'm sorry. But trade this guy and keep Hardenstein. But
we couldn't do it, Hector. We couldn't do it because it's a money thing. So if it comes down, we didn't have his full bird rights, Isaiah Hartenstein. When you have a player for 3 seasons, you have his full bird rights. So we could have if we had him for 1 more year. Let's say he was a free agent this offseason, we could have matched. We could have matched Oklahoma City's offer. So the most we could offer him was 18.5. And that basically was the domino that fell that gave us what we have here today. Now, we have a nice team, but last year, again, if we would have had last year's team plus McNeil Bridges, me and you are having a different conversation right now. We're going to talk about who the fuck's beating us. We're beating Boston. We're beating all those teams. But unfortunately, we got to live in reality. We have Cat now at the 5. We got Brunson's hurt. We still have we traded for a guy, McNeil Bridges, who can't create his own shot. So going into this offseason, the Knicks got to do either one or 2 things, Hector. Okay? They got to go out and either trade for a real center and put Cat at the 4, kind of like what was happening in Minnesota. And, you're not going to be able to trade for some big name guy because we don't have picks. You could trade some players, but you're not going to get any big name guy. Or the other thing you could do, which I'm a proponent of, if depending on how it works out, if we get knocked out in the playoffs by Boston and we got our asses kicked, I'm for trading Karl Anthony Towns. I'm ready because he's valuable.
Already.
He's a valuable player, and get something back that you can make a whole team, or get a big time defensive center and get another guy who could create his own shot. That's just 2 things they need. They need another scorer and a defensive big. A guy I like is Bam Adebayo. I talk about him all the time. Everybody thinks I'm crazy, but it's somewhere along those lines. You got to think about it, because if you get knocked out quick, then what's the point of even keeping this guy Towns around? You don't play defense. You don't fit in.
That's interesting, because one of the things I was thinking about, like, what's the window with this team? And you're already talking about you want to slam this window shut.
No, I don't slam it shut. But
after one season,
I don't believe it, Hector. I don't believe Karl Anthony Towns could be that 1B to Brunson. I don't. If there was a trade on the table for Kevin Durant, I'd do it. I'd trade Cat for Durant.
Really?
I would. Yes, I would. I'd do it. And I'm sorry if I'm going crazy and going out to left field, but this is things we spoke about in spaces and shit. So I would. I don't think we can win the whole thing with Cat.
I hear you, and I understand that moving on from Cat and not thinking we could win, but when you talk to me about moving on to a guy like Kevin Durant, it's like, ugh.
He's still real good, bro.
I mean, I guess and I don't watch the Suns much, so I don't know.
They're terrible.
I'm just not, and I'm not a big KD fan. But I'm like again, I'm an emotional person. But another thing that you said there in your little thing is and that bothers me too, is the complaints with the Knicks seem to be the same all the time. We don't have enough outside shooting. We don't have enough of a bench, and it to me is like, even as good as Leon Rose has been, it's like, what the hell? How come it always seems like the Knicks end up with the worst players as far as bench players and can find these wing players? But is it a Thibs thing that he can't put these guys in position to succeed? Or is it that we find the worst players all the time? Like, I didn't watch much McNeil Bridges before, but the guy used to get it in. And now it's like every 2 or 3 weeks, this guy shows up. Every 7-8 games, he'll show up with a good game. And then for the most part, he's non-existent as far as offense. Now, I know he provides the defense and all that, but and that frustrates the hell out of me too.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about McNeil Bridges, I mean, look, he's a good player. I think the Knicks need to run more plays for him. He's a guy, Hector, when he's in the paint and he shoots that little mid-range jumper, it's extremely efficient. when he gets that shot off, if they were to run plays for him, give him do a little dribble handoff and just shoot that little midi, he shoots like 65%. That's a great clip. That's on the coach to get him involved because we know.
Why do you think they don't run plays for him? Is it because they're too focused on Brunson? Now, listen, I don't know. The casual doesn't know, but I hear a lot of these guys talking about, yo, Thibs don't run offense. Ain't really no plays. He lets us do whatever the hell we want out there. Like,
he's best suited with a defensive team. That's why last year, Hector, with that Band-Aid squad, we won 50 games. They won 50 games with a bunch of guys who were hurt. Remember, OG got hurt. Randall got hurt. Brunson got hurt. Mitchell Robinson, of course, got hurt. But we still won 50 games, beat the 76ers. Thibs is in his best is when he has, other great defenders. That's how he's at his best.
Can this team be as good defensively as that team from last year?
This team isn't close to being good. They're fucking terrible defensively. And that Philip, and I'm going to be honest, McNeil Bridges, we were sold on him being the wing stuff. Bro, he's good. He's a good defender. Is he great? No, he's not great. He's good. He's above average. But we were sold high. We bought high on him, unfortunately. But it is what it is.
So the fact that we're not as good defensively is not a Thibs thing. It is more about the players right now. Now, and you have in your starting, you have two guys in your starting five that you, right, and Cat and Brunson, that you don't expect much.
Terrible defenders.
Right. And then you bring a guy in that you're telling me we've been sold a bill of goods on. Sheesh.
He's good. There's games where he locks people down, but would I put him up there with the best defenders? Would I put him up there with a SGA or a fucking, those top tier defenders? He's not there. Look at the guys on Boston. You know what I'm saying? Derek White. Derek White's a Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday's a 10 times better defender than McNeil Bridges. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got the Knicks really have to look in the mirror this offseason if we get, bounced early. And they got to ask some serious questions. Because if this ain't it, I don't want to fucking wait around. Just pull the Band-Aid off and bring in fucking guys that can fucking fit the team and win. We got Brunson. That's our 1A. Let's get together a bench. Let's bring in a fucking center who stays on the court, who gets rebounds, and that could be a presence down low. Let's be smart about this.
Let me ask you a question, Eddie. Should Brunson be the 1A?
He is.
I know he is. Should he be? Can you get to the promised land with him being the 1A, or should he be maybe moved down a peg? And I don't know if it's possible to get
I mean, you're talking about a handful of players in the NBA that are better than Brunson, and we don't have the assets to get him. I mean, like, okay, would you trade Trey? Like, Trey Young is sort of comparable. I think Brunson's better, but would you trade Trey Young for Brunson?
No. Hold on. First of all, hold on. I'm not saying trade Brunson. I'm saying bring someone in, not to be the 1B or whatever the hell you want to call what the other person is, but to be the 1A and Brunson becomes that other guy. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, then you'd have to
because I ask you because it is right. The Becky Hammond comments, and there's been other comments. Can you really win?
Yes. When
your best player is the small guy.
You can win with Brunson as a point guard. He's that good. I mean, he gets to the foul line. He's, again, go by the numbers. He's the best clutch player in the NBA. And what I mean by clutch is if 5 minutes left in the game and the lead is 5 points or less, this guy, Jalen Brunson, has the most points in the NBA during clutch time. And mind you, Hector, he started off the season, the first 5 weeks, he wasn't good in the clutch. It was Cat that was. That's why people went so crazy for Cat in the beginning of the year. This guy, Brunson, you could you give him another guy that could create his own shot and get and build a bunch of defenders the way Thibs coach. Hector, we could win a championship. They just got to be smart. Got to bring in the smart guys. That's what this comes down to.
Okay. I respect it. Let me take you back to this real quick as we kind of like wrap up the Knicks conversation and we move on to a little Mets because I know you want to get into the Mets too.
Fuck yeah.
But one of the things that's happened recently is, and it's funny to me, is McNeil Bridges and his comments about Thibs and the minutes and the fact that he spoke to Thibs. And you could help me out here. I don't, if I'm wrong in the details, but he spoke to Thibs and, kind of said, hey, listen, Give these bench guys a run. Like it'll
Yeah.
help them. They're good. They deserve it, and it'll help us because it's kind of killing
wrong.
us.
He's wrong now, Hector. And did you see Josh Hart fighting with Thibs on the bench last night?
Yes.
They were
When
screaming.
when you say he's wrong, who's wrong?
I think McNeil Bridges is wrong. When you say these guys on the bench are better, they're not. Other than Deuce McBride, the rest of the bench is inconsistent. And even Deuce McBride could be inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
we don't have a fucking, like a real 6-man, like a Nas Reed, like in Minnesota. We don't have a guy that can come off the bench and give us fucking 20 at the drop. We don't have it.
But
That'd be
Eddie,
great if we
we
did.
hear
We don't have
we hear the complaints all the time. This has been a complaint about Thibs all the time by fans, by retired players, whatever, that he does run guys into the ground, that he maybe should use his benches a little bit more. That
I
the
mean,
guys
I'm
wear
not.
out at the end. So my things when I hear McNeil Bridges saying that and people are murdering him, like, oh well, you can't be the guy to say that. Like, to hell with that. He's right. He's saying that the things that we've been saying for the longest. So what's the problem? Yeah, he stinks right now. You want to tell me that he hasn't been playing up to par? Okay, but he's not talking about give me more time, give me the ball more. He didn't say anything of the sorts. He voiced the same concerns that a lot of us have had, and people want to murder him for that. I thought that was a little bit unfair.
Hector, look at if the Knicks bench was good, I'm all for it. But unfortunately, the Knicks bench isn't that good.
Okay, but sometimes
we don't have a microwave off the bench.
Sometimes I watch these guys play, right? When he's forced to play them, and you get good minutes out of them, and they give you good ball, and then he buries them. It is hard, bro.
I
Listen,
agree.
I never played college ball. I'm nowhere near professional. But we all played sports growing up. That's what, most of us. This is why we like to talk
100%.
about it. This is why we're so passionate about it, right? When I played basketball, I always said, bro, I don't want the ball all the time. I don't even want to shoot it, but I want to feel it. Right. I want to know what the ball feels like. Can we move the ball around?
Oh, I agree.
You know what I mean? I know you, the man. We're going to ride you. Let us help you out. Let me know what this shit feels like. So when you need me, because you will need me, I know what it feels like, and I can make a shot. I could make whatever the hell I need. I can make it play.
Right.
You know?
So you want to move the ball around more.
Well, and as I'm saying that, I'm thinking I said like a different argument. But yes, I would love to move the ball around. That was my whole thing with Jalen Brunson. But I think it also applies to, dude, it's hard. Look at the Deuce McBride. Right now, McBride is playing what, 40 minutes a game, 42 minutes, whatever the hell it is.
No, McBride doesn't get that many minutes. He's a bench guy.
Right now he is, because Brunson's out. No?
Right. But I'm talking overall, yeah.
So Brunson will come back and he'll go down to 12 minutes a game. That's a drastic change, dude. You couldn't tell me he can't don't get caught up on the player and the example I'm giving you. What I'm trying to say is, come on, what do we play with? A 7-man rotation most of the time, 8-man rotation.
We play 8 or 9 guys generally.
You throw a guy like Acuña in there when you're undermanned, and he gives you good minutes, and then you have your full strength, and then you don't ever see him again. What I'm saying is, when you're so sporadic with these guys, and then you put them in for a short spurt because now you need them, it's a lot of pressure, and you're not in the flow. Practice is different than going out there and playing the game. So that's my whole thing with Thibs. I wonder how much does that affect the effectiveness of the bench?
Well, for example, last night the bench scored 4 points. None of it. They were doing terrible. Josh Hart was terrible. They shot 39%, I think, for the night. But last night was a prime example of why Thibs should have went to Kolek. Clearly, campaign didn't have it. He was 0 for 4, 0 for 5, whatever he was. Why not in that situation? When you see you're getting nothing from the bench, go to Tyler Kolek. I mean, the kid can score. We know that. I know he's a rookie. I get Thibs hates rookies, but that's where Thibs fucks up. That's where Thibs has to fucking say, okay, Payne's not getting the job done. Let me get him put in Kolek for some minutes. Let me put in, a couple of these rookies. Just give him something. If Payne is struggling, you got to fucking make adjustments. You can't just leave him out there to dry. He couldn't hit the ocean if he tried last night.
Yeah.
The bench is bad. It's bad.
Even worse to me, though, is a game like, I forget what game it was. Cat goes down with a knee or whatever the hell it was. And Knicks are losing by like 13, almost 15 points. As we kind of lost Eddie here, but I think he's still. Okay,
no, we're good.
No, I could tell that you were still listening. You know, we're down by 13, 15 points. And I know NBA game, couple of threes, you're never out of the game. But it's like 3 minutes left. You've really been losing the entire game. The guy goes down, and Thibs puts him back out down the court. Like, what the hell are we doing, dude? So that's when I see somebody like my guy State, shout out to State. When I see somebody like State going off about the Thibs and the minutes, I'm like, damn, I can't really be mad at him for that because you see stuff like this and it's like, yo, Thibs, like, what the hell, bro? What the hell? But
look, Thibs is, to me, he's.
Let me ask you this: Can Thibs get us to the promised land, or is Thibs like Buck Showalter? He can build the culture, he can help turn things around, but then when it comes time to taking that next step, you might have to move on from him.
If you had the right Thibs team, you could win it all. If you don't have the right Thibs team, you can't. Like with this team, he can't win it all. No chance. No chance. If he had like a group that like Cleveland, for example, Cleveland's very unproven. But I believe if he had Cleveland, he could bring that team to the promised land because they're a bunch of defenders. You know, he could work with that. He can't work with two guys in the starting five that don't play defense. He can't. It'll never work.
A little while ago, you talked about this offseason, if things finish the way we expect them to possibly moving on from Cat. So you rather move on from players than from the coach? Well,
I have no allegiances to Thibs whatsoever, though. But when I identify the team's problems are personnel, much more than a coach. Any coach could come in here and coach. That a coach is good in a lot of aspects, but if you don't have the talent and you don't have the chemistry, and a coach provides chemistry, don't get me wrong, but if you don't have the talent to win, you're not going to win. In the NBA, you see it, the teams with the most talent that are the deepest benches, they're all the best teams. You know, they look at all the top teams. They're there for a reason. They're the most talented teams. And I don't think we have the talent, but I do think Thibs is limited. I think he limits guys like McNeil Bridges. I think he needs to draw up more plays for him. I think he needs to draw up more plays for Cat. I think if Thibodeau fails this year, I think we should fire his ass.
Okay, fair.
I do think I do think they have more of a personnel problem than a coaching problem.
But it's both. Fair. As we get ready to wrap up the next part of the conversation here, what do you make of, I don't know, I'm going to call it Cat versus Draymond situation here that we kind of had unfold, and that's been, started the conversation or added to the conversation of whether the Knicks are a soft team, right? But again, help me out if I missed some of the details. I guess Draymond made some comments on his podcast about Cat not wanting to play when they were here at the Garden because he didn't want to face Jimmy Butler.
He was attending a funeral.
He attending a funeral. Yeah, right. Which at that point, us Knicks fans, we were worried because it was murky what was going on. It was some prayer emojis by what was it? I guess I don't know if that's his girlfriend or what. Jordan.
I think it's his girl or fiance, something along those lines. Right. It's his partner,
Right. She put, I guess, some cancer thing, and people were like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" So we're worried, and of course, Draymond makes some Draymond comments, as only Draymond could do. Whatever. Then he finds out the truth, makes some other silly comments, kind of like I don't even want to say apology, but whatever the hell it was. Obviously there's some tension.
Apology, in my opinion.
Right, but there's obviously some tension. Cat handled it in a certain way on some turn the other cheek type thing, which bothered some Knicks fans from what I saw on Twitter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What was your take on the situation, the way Cat handled it and all that stuff before we get to what happened last night?
All right. I'm gonna say that first and foremost, Draymond Green made an extremely ignorant comment. I mean, if you don't know what's going on and you make that sort of a comment, and look we've all been guilty of doing or saying stupid shit, but you got to know what you're talking about before you go and make comments like that, because to me it was very insensitive. The poor guy, he's close to somebody's dying of cancer. It's not something you fucking joke around about. So to me it was insensitive, and you should shut your fucking mouth until you know what's going on.
I was going to ask you, do you take anything to the fact that oh, I didn't know what was going on.
I mean, that's what he did, but I still think he handled it like a fucking asshole. He never came out and like truly apologized. He gave a half-ass apology. To me, frankly, he's a fucking asshole.
No,
That's what he is. He's an asshole, and he's insensitive. I would have handled it a different way. I would have told him fuck you, and went at him. But again, this is a different era, man. This is a
different
new
era.
Yeah,
and we see how much of a different era is, right? As I wish maybe I could pull it up here. I wish I had the video of it. But we saw last night where they go and they play, and obviously you see Draymond and Cat throughout the game, talking shit to each other, talking smack and all that good stuff. And then after the game, you see Cat, and I'm not a Mitch fan, but shout out to Mitch. I don't know if it was to support Cat, but he made a beeline to the locker room also with Cat. And now listen, that's a tough thing, right? But listen, if we're a team, like, yo, I'm rocking with you, dog. Like,
of course.
F him.
Gimme.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we the Knicks. It's about us and F everybody else. If you ain't rocking with us, whatever. And, but I'm old school, right?
Yeah, I'm with you with the old school stuff.
This is the new era. So we see last night where, and it's funny because I don't know much about it, right? The casual.
Right. And we also don't know if he might have texted him or something too.
No, but what I'm getting at is you saw last night that we heard, a guy like PJ Tucker coming in, like, oh, PJ Tucker
and him were smiling and hugging after the fucking game.
Well, this is what I'm saying. So after the game, you see all these guys giving him hugs. PJ Tucker giving Draymond a hug.
They were smiling and laughing and shit. I thought PJ Tucker was here to be the fucking enforcer. What happened?
Right, exactly. So what's your take on that? Because I saw the commentary today, like, oh, the team is soft. This team is not together. This team is not backing Cat. PJ Tucker's supposed to be the we saw all of that today, right? What's your opinion on that? What was your take when you saw that?
I think the Knicks are a soft team. I think Cat's extremely soft. But again, we don't know what happened behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? So he could have made a text message or sent something like that. So we don't know, because if it was really that bad, I don't think PJ Tucker and him would have been smiling. Like, if it was really that serious, you wouldn't have seen that out of PJ Tucker. But I didn't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it because I'm old school. But at the same time, I'm like, I wonder if maybe the guy seen the way that Cat handled it, that Cat wasn't confrontational about it or anything like that. Again, I said he turned the other cheek. So maybe like, hey, listen, if he's not gonna make a big deal about it, why the hell am I gonna make a big deal about it? Right. Fine. He doesn't want to shake hands with him after the game. That's on him. I could still, but listen, all the hugs and stuff, that was a little much for my liking.
I'm with you, bro.
But so I mean, I guess the moral of the story is we're not too high in the Knicks. We're gonna try and enjoy the season. Eddie, listen, you play the games, right? It's the same like I say for baseball. The game is played on dirt and grass, or the game is played on the hardwood. We could talk all the nonsense we want. All the critics can say whatever the hell they want. The game still got to be played. Maybe they surprise us. Who the hell knows? But I don't see them as a title contender in 2025. Yeah. And who knows what happens after that. Are they soft? Yes. I think a lot of people will say that yes, they are. I don't have a banner for it. Is Thibs the guy for the job? No. I guess we'll see. Before we move on to the Mets, man, there's so many of them. Try to see if I can get into the comments here. Well, geez, I don't even know if I can.
There's a lot of comments.
A lot of comments.
Shout out to the chat, by the way.
Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to all you guys. Again, it's tough to get to the comments when you're doing a show with two people. But yeah. Shout out to you guys, and shout out to the Eddie fans, man. I'm not gonna lie, Blunt Thoughts, we got over 330 plus beautiful people up in here.
Nice.
Most of them on your feed, brother. So I appreciate you, man.
Man, whatever. We all gotta eat, right?
There you go.
But now we gotta get into your wheelhouse and my wheelhouse too. Now everybody knows Eddie Presti as just Knicks. No. I started out this shit as a Met fan. I came into Twitter for as being a Mets fan. So let's not forget about that. I'm a diehard fucking Mets fan. I'm just as much of a Knicks fan as I am a Mets fan. Trust me on
And that's how I feel about the Knicks, even though I'm not out there going nuts about them. It's the same way. Like I came in here as a Met fan, but don't get it twisted. I'm just as much as a Knicks fan as I am a Met fan. But again, listen, we don't do this much, so we go back and we'll move up, but we're all over the place. This is what we do. But how do you feel coming in? How do you feel about the off season after last season? I think we're all happy with last season, no matter what the hell you thought.
Yeah.
If there's no Met fan that can be upset with what happened last season. Did we win the World Series? Hell no. But it was a successful year, in my opinion. But how did you feel the off season? Obviously, we get Juan Soto, we bring Pete back, Your overall feeling before we hit on a little bit on a few points.
All right. Well, I mean, look, man. Whenever again, to me, what happened in the off season is like a fucking miracle. It was a miracle. I mean, the New York Mets go out and sign not only the best free agent on the market since Alex Rodriguez 25 years ago, but also we signed the guy that just played with the Yankees and got them to the World Series. We stole him from the New York Yankees. What world am I living in? What the fuck reality am I living in where this actually happens? That's where I'm at, Hector. I'm still riding the high of us getting the best free agent since Alex Rodriguez and stealing him from the fucking Yankees because every fucking Yankee fan told me, fuck you, Eddie. We're keeping Soto. I don't give a shit what you say. Well, guess what, Yankee fans? We got your guy. That's on us. Thank you, Steve Cohen.
Heck yeah, bro. And that's the thing, right? When you got Steve Cohen, that's what we all felt like. Okay, here we go now. Now we can sit at every damn table that we want to. We may not get everyone, but we can sit at the table. Where there was many times before where we wouldn't even make a phone call to fuck with the city at the table.
We never did anything.
We had no interest, you know. So when we got this ownership, this is what we felt, but it hadn't happened yet. And for a few years now, we've had our eyes on this prize. And you know, when the prior offseason happens and he gets traded to the Yankees, it's like, uh-oh.
Of course.
That's not good. That's not good. I thought he was going to stay there.
Me too.
Even many times during this offseason, I'm like, damn, there's no way. That's it. We're not getting them, you know?
I never thought we were getting him. I thought he was going back to the Yankees.
Yeah.
I would have bet if you would have made me made me make a bet, I would have bet so much money that he was going back to the Yankees. That's why I'm so shocked. That's why I'm so happy.
Right.
Come on.
No, for sure. And it was like that final move that we needed, right? Because we've seen the ownership spend money. We could argue about how they spend it, was a misspend, whatever. It happens. We've seen them now kind of learn from that and doing things a little bit different. A little frustrating at times for us fans, right? With David Stearns, which we could get into, but wasn't on the docket right now, honestly. But there will be a time where we get into all that stuff. But but this was a move that was like the final, we're here. This is why we got this ownership. This is why we got all this money. This is why we got this front office. This is what we're able to do with this. And then the cherry on top to go head to head with the Yankees.
Yep.
Like you said,
for dollar.
The top free agent in the game. And not
in years, Hector.
That he was, just out there as a free agent, that they actually had him for 1 year. Which was my fear. They were going to sell him on what being a Yankee was, and I would thought he would never be able to walk away from that. But credit to Steve and Alex Cohen, because we cannot ignore her. No. Shout out to them. Credit to them.
That was a big reason, Hector.
I guess we'll give David Stern some credit, whatever. But shout out to them.
Money man.
Yeah, shout out to them for making it happen. Shout out to them and to Mendy for turning this into an atmosphere, into an organization where players now not only want to be a part of, they don't want to freaking leave.
It's a destination.
Yeah. Who would have thought that, brother?
Bro,
Who would have thought that?
never in my wildest dreams did I ever think this was going to happen. And again, you know, and that's why, look, I don't want to get ahead of myself either. We got Soto. That was, you know, one of the greatest things to happen in New York Mets history. I mean, you know, this is the best free agent we signed since Carlos Beltran, right? I mean, it has to be the best free agent. And just to get him and knowing that he wanted to come here, that speaks volumes, brother. It speaks volumes.
Absolutely. That's
Then we got Pete back too.
Yeah, and we bring Pete back. How did you feel about that whole Pete situation? I want a Pete back.
Okay,
I
so
want a Pete back.
I was okay either way. Once we signed Soto, I said, you know what? If Pete don't come back, I'm okay. I was willing to move you know, Vientos to first, or even just, you know, maybe going out and signing a third baseman, or, you know, signing a first baseman. I was okay with that because that, I mean, when you get Juan Soto, it changes everything. And for me, I didn't want to give Peter, I didn't want to overpay Alonso, because to me, he's been declining the last couple of years. I gotta be honest. I mean, since that 2022 season, he's really hasn't been that great. I know he had the home run in the playoffs last year. That was great. But to me, his game has taken a couple notches down since that big 2022 year. And I know he gets the numbers, but to me, I think he's been on the decline a little bit.
No, yeah. Listen, there could be an argument made for that. He's been wildly inconsistent for sure. But I don't think he's been the only one on the team, right?
No.
So that's what I have a hard time putting it all on him. But yeah, and listen, I didn't want to overpay P by no means, but I felt like P. I felt like with this ownership, and as you know, we're giving him all the flowers and stuff. Well, we have the kind of ownership where I feel like you added Juan Soto to a Pete Alonso. You know what I'm saying? You didn't, you know, bring in Juan Soto to replace Pete Alonso. It's not a lateral move, obviously, because Juan Soto is the better player, right? He's a better hitter, whatever the case may be. But I still felt like, no, this is a better team with both of them on the team. So I thought that there was a path, and it should have been a path to bring Pete Alonso back on a reasonable contract. You know, they got him now on this contract. Hey, listen, they won. David Stearns won. He got the deal that he wanted. But I wouldn't have had a problem with
what is it? He has an opt-out after this year, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if he has a big year.
It's basically a 1-year deal. I mean, it's a 2-year deal, but yeah. If he has a year, he
3
wants to
years
have.
Altogether, but it goes.
Is it 3? I don't even fucking
30
know.
this year, right?
Yes. It's a 20 and a 10
next year or something
and
like
a 10
that.
signing bonus. 24, I thought next year.
Okay, yeah, it goes down to 20. So
it's a 2-year deal. It's not a 3-year. It's a 2-year.
Okay.
It's a 2-year.
Yeah,
it's a 2-year deal for 54 million.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it is what it is. Not on him. He had a chance before. He couldn't get it done. It's on him now to go out there and prove it and try to earn himself a better contract for himself. Now,
look, man,
will it be with the Mets? We'll see.
My concern with Pete is, well, okay, you just got paid. We just gave you $30 million a year. Now it's your turn, Pete Alonso. I don't want to hear any excuses for this guy. He's got fucking protection now. That's always been the narrative. Oh, we don't have enough protection for Pete. No. That shit is over with now. Because guess what? Teams are going to pitch around Lindor. They're going to pitch around fucking Soto. And you're right. As of right now, Pete's going to be the third guy up in the order, correct?
Yeah, which I hate. Yeah, okay. Which I hate.
And I actually don't mind that because I want to see him. But now it's time to prove it. Okay? And I need to see at least 40 home runs by him. And I need to see him at least hit 250 plus. I'm not settling for that fucking 230, 235 average. No. I'm not settling for 35 home runs. I need 40 home runs, and I need an over 250 batting average, and I need him to get on base more. Because there's no more excuses for him. Because to me, he's been a declining asset.
No, I'm totally with you. And one thing, you say protection. And listen, it's a real thing, but it's something I say. It's protection at the same time, it's Pete being better. I don't give a damn. Listen, if I was the catcher, if I was whatever, if I was in charge of calling pitchers against Pete, I don't give a shit if it's Babe Ruth batting behind him, in front of him. I don't care if it's Barry Bonds. Until Pete Alonso shows me that he's not going to swing at that off-speed pitch that lands in the first base dugout, I'm going to keep throwing him that pitch.
Right. Chase.
So so it's on Pete to stop chasing. But since we're on the Pete conversation, it's something that I've...
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm going to ask you a question after you go.
No, because go ahead, ask the question. Go ahead.
All right, so you said you don't like him hitting in the third spot. Is it because you're a traditionalist and you believe in the Grand Slam, or is it you like no, seriously? Because I
wouldn't say that I believe in the Grand Slam. I just think that Pete is, to me, the perfect slugger. And your slugger, your power hitter, always hit fourth. Pete is not the best hitter on the team. Pete is not the second best hitter on the team. I don't think Pete is the third best hitter on the team. Right?
I think Vientos is better than him.
Traditionally,
if he comes back and does what he does.
Right, which I think he will.
Which is another question.
Traditionally, the best hitter on the team hit third. Now the best hitter on the team hit second. I'm not putting Pete Alonso in either one of those spots. Because to me, he's not that. He should be hitting fourth. Now, you want to ask me about lineup?
But like, okay. So again, you say you want to hit him fourth. That's because you're a traditionalist. You believe in the traditional way of putting out a lineup, correct?
Yeah, but at the same time, any way you want to put the lineup, I don't think Pete is that guy that should hit 2, 3, whatever. Well, you want to hit your best hitter. You want to hit him second, okay. So you're not going to hit Pete second.
I believe, Hector. So I used to be, I coach baseball and everything. And I used to believe, the third hitter is your best hitter in your lineup. Your fourth guy's your cleanup hitter, your most powerful guy, and the fifth guy is the guy that drives everybody in, right? And 1 and 2, and the first guy was a table setter, and the second guy was like an on-base guy, contact guy type of shit.
Right.
I don't believe that anymore. I believe now, and I believe baseball believes it too. I believe that you should put your best hitters 1 and 2 because you want to have them have as much chances as possible to get up during a game.
Of course. And I agree with that, Eddie. And see, but everything you're saying is going to play into what I'm telling you because that's where I was going to also, right?
Okay.
Pete, like I said, used to be the number 3 hitter was your best hitter. Pete's not that. So even if it's traditional, Pete shouldn't hit third. Your number 2 hitter now is your best hitter, right? You want your top hitters to hit 1 and 2. You want to get your better hitters the most at bat. So would you rather have, it's going to sound crazy, Hector, you're fucking out of your mind, but would you rather have Mark Vientos have more at-bats or Pete Alonso have more at-bats in the game? I'd rather have Mark Vientos have more at-bats. I think Mark Vientos is a better hitter than Pete Alonso right now.
I got to disagree with you there.
That would be a reason to move Pete Vientos to third, though.
All right. So we can both agree that if Vientos of last year comes back and he's the same Vientos, we'll both agree that Vientos is a better hitter than Alonso.
I think we need Vientos to be a better Vientos, but yes, if at least he comes back as the same, yes.
But
I have every confidence that he will be.
I actually, all right. To me,
I'm a big Vientos fan, bro. I'm a big Vientos guy.
No,
I'm a huge
I am too. I am too. But I'm going to start the season off. I'm going by resume, and right now, Pete Alonso's got the better resume. Pete Alonso has done it longer than Mark Vientos. Okay,
that's fair.
And not for nothing, how many fucking Mets prospects have come up in year 1 and tore up the fucking ball, and then the next season they come up and they're fucking going to the sophomore slump.
Oh, fair.
And that is my major concern with Vientos.
Okay, I got something for you then.
I don't believe I believe he's going to struggle. I don't think he's going to be real bad or anything like that. But I think it's not going to come as easy as it did last year.
All fair.
And I hope I'm wrong. I think
you will be. I think you will be. But And I understand the whole resume thing. I'm trying to put the best lineup that I can to win. I'm trying to put guys in the best position to succeed. So when you say all that stuff to me, you know what I would like to do, Eddie?
Okay.
Because I believe in Mark Vientos so much, and I need him to succeed so much, and I want him to succeed so much. I will hit Mark Vientos 2, and I will hit Juan Soto.
No, we got to
3.
keep Soto there, man.
Oh, why?
Because you need to have him up as much as possible. You need them. Right. Yo, me and you both know. If Lindor gets on fucking base, we got a chance of driving 2 runs every single time Soto's at bat. That motherfucker.
I could make an argument that Vientos could do that even more. Vientos is more of a power threat than Juan Soto. Juan Soto is a better hitter. Hold on. Juan Soto is not a home run hitter. He's a better hitter. He's a good hitter that can hit home runs. Listen, if Juan Soto hits 40 home runs in Citi Field, I'll be shocked. Now the lineup
35.
36. I think Vientos can hit 40.
You listen. I hope you're right. I don't have that belief in Vientos. I think
you don't think if you put Mark Vientos in between Francisco Lindor, who you're telling me is going to get on base,
he better. Right? He fucking better. Right. I don't want to see.
Let's leave that alone. We don't want people to leave. Let's leave that alone.
A fucking 90.
Right.
I'm not.
Mark Vientos leading. I mean, Francisco Lindor leading off. Mark Vientos second with Juan Soto behind him. Now Mark Vientos sees more fastballs, so we don't got to worry about his weaknesses, which is also almost like Pete Alonso, that down and away breaking ball. We don't got to worry about that as much for that second-year guy that we know the league is going to make adjustments to. Oh, you're going to adjust to my guy? We're going to make it harder for you to adjust to him. We're going to force you to pitch to him by sandwiching him between these two animals. Now, I get it. Juan Soto has to bat second. Listen, if you look at Juan Soto's numbers, he's actually, I think, has more at-bats batting third and better numbers batting third than he does batting second. I actually looked it up. I don't have him right here, but I actually looked it up before because this is something that I've been thinking about.
How many fucking at-bats did he get at second and third last year? He was sitting what? What was he hitting last year for us? 5th?
Oh, I'm saying Soto. Juan Soto. Juan Soto's had better numbers batting third. Did I say Vientos? My bad. Vientos' best numbers were batting second or fifth. He has great numbers either batting second or batting fifth, Mark Vientos. But he batted second a lot. And he has success, bro. He did well for us there last year with no protection. Yeah. If you want to talk about how much Pete Alonso and then even Brandon Nimmo struggled towards the end of the season, you know what I mean? But listen, I'm not going to go crazy about it. And we know Mendy. Mendy will make adjustments. And
you don't have any concerns with the sophomore slump with Vientos?
No.
Because you're a pessimist like me.
I am. But not in this case.
I know.
I don't even know if I consider him so much of a sophomore, Eddie. This is like his fucking third year in the league, really coming up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down.
But the 2022 year was a fucking nightmare.
I get it. But I think the dude has been through so much. I think the kid has been through so much. I really think he's that dude, bro. I really do.
What I saw from him out of the playoffs was I saw a guy that could fucking be one of the best third basemen in the game. His glove work needs some. He's not the quickest. He doesn't have the quickest release time. That's for sure.
No, he made a nice play today coming in the ball. He has a gun.
He's like a cannon.
He made a nice play coming in on a play on our Tuesday. I think it was.
Out there.
Yeah.
He's big. He's a big guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's kind of big. Big. I think his reaction time needs to improve a little bit. And I heard that's something that he was working on this offseason. So we'll see how it goes. One thing I like about him is a kid that he obviously works, Eddie. He obviously goes out there and puts in the work.
Yeah.
We were told that he couldn't even play a game at third base.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that the Mets were lying.
God bless him what he did last year. I mean, he got shitted on. And all from self-will, he propelled himself from being a fucking garbage. He was shit on. He was an afterthought. And he came back here. And not only did he prove everybody in the organization wrong, he proved Major League Baseball wrong. You're wrong on me. I'm fucking better than you think. And then he goes out in the playoffs and has one of the best playoffs in Mets franchise history.
Yep. No,
so I hope Oh, I hope it continues. I'm just always I have so much Mets PTSD that I automatically think they're gonna fucking take a drop.
Nah, I get it, man. I get it. I don't know, man. I don't know what's happened to me. There's people that tell me like, "Oh, now you're Mr. Positive and you're optimistic, you're this, you're that." Because yeah, I'm used to being pessimistic. People are used to me being negative and this, that, Mr. Negative.
I mean, I think it's fair to be like, I'm telling you my feelings. Whether you disagree with them or not, that's fine. That's your call. No, for you, Hector. They don't give a fuck though. For sure. But no, I feel good. I feel good about a lot of people putting lineups and shit in the chat. And
yeah, I'm sure. I listen. I feel good about Mark Vientos. That's the bottom line. I think the kid has put in the work. I think he'll continue to put in the work, and I think he's shown us. So I feel good. Now he still has to go out there and do it, but we'll see. What, you have something else on that?
I was going to ask you. Now, if it's fucking who cares whether it's Alonso or Vientos because we covered the topic, but are we seriously gonna put fucking Nimmo in the 4 spot? Like, is that like real? Like,
I don't have a problem with it, Eddie. Now that's something I don't have a problem with.
That motherfucker. I mean, if anybody has no,
well, I'm telling you, put Pete there. You don't want to put Pete there.
I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm fine with putting Pete Vientos Nimmo, but I don't want. I'd rather Pete Vientos or Vientos Pete Nimmo.
What's your problem with Nimmo hitting 4th? Because you don't think of him as a homer hitter and you want to hit the grand slam? I think he's the perfect guy. Sometimes that's the problem.
Runs.
Say again.
He's not an RBI guy.
He's never been in an RBI spot. He's been the leadoff hitter all his time. He's a good hitter. He's going to give you a good at bat. He's someone who's not going to go
base guy. He's an on-base guy.
Right. But he's kind of changed his game a little bit now. He's become a better hitter. He's become a guy that hits the ball in the gap. He's a guy that now hits for power a little bit. That's upset some people.
What's his total? What's his highest total? 25, 26 home runs?
Yeah, 25. I think it was
last year he did it?
Back-to-back years, 25 home runs. Yeah, something like that.
I mean, bro, that's run of the mill. That's mid, as you know, like that's middle of the pack.
It is, but that's what I'm saying. So that's why you don't want him hitting 4th. But he could hit you a double in the gap with the bases loaded, and then comes 3 runs. I'm gonna
actually ask the chat this right now.
The chat's probably gonna hate it too.
I'm gonna ask them. Right now.
But I think right now they're gonna go with a lefty-righty thing. So if it's a lefty pitching, it'll be Vientos batting cleanup. If it's a righty pitching, it'll be Nimmo batting cleanup. But besides that, this is the question that I have. Okay. Is Brandon Nimmo going to be ready for opening day?
Doesn't look like it.
Is Brandon Nimmo going to be ready for opening day? Now, he's telling us recently, I think it could be ready at least a DH. Here's my thing, Eddie. I don't want that, bro.
He's got plantar fasciitis, right?
He had plantar fasciitis. Now he's dealing with a knee issue, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, this fucking guy. He's another guy that's always hurt. He's like the Mets Mitchell Robinson.
Slow down here.
But he plays more.
The last 3 years, he's played over 150 games.
Yeah, I know.
At first,
in the beginning of his career,
he was horrible. But now he seems to maybe be going back to that this year. But my thing is, this rush to be ready for opening day, to be there opening day.
Fuck that.
I would rather him start on the IL. I don't need him start the season as a DH, as he's trying to still heal. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. To me, that's something that could snowball and lead into something else. You know, everybody wants to say that the knee has nothing to do with the plantar fasciitis. I even heard him say recently that it has nothing to do with that, but it has to do with an ACL or whatever the hell it was that he had 15 years ago, he said.
Right. I remember reading this.
Like, really? Really? I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the hell it is. But to me, my thing is, dude, and I'm a big Brandon Nimmo guy. I don't have a problem with him hitting cleanup. I love Brandon Nimmo. I think Brandon Nimmo's a lot better than people give him credit for. And Brandon Nimmo's a great person. So
he's a nice dude. I get it.
I'm a big fan of Brandon Nimmo. But, dude, start the season on the IL, man. Start the season on the IL. Get healthy. I need Brandon Nimmo down the clutch. August, September, October, November. Now, listen, I'm not saying that April, March, April, May, June don't matter. I always say this. You can't win a World Series in April, May, and June, but you sure as hell can play your way out of it. Now, sometimes you're lucky, and if you're like the 2024 Mets, you play yourself back into contention, but that doesn't happen every year. So you can't count on that.
That puts a question in my head.
What's that?
Are we going to get that lucky again this year?
Will we need to be that lucky? Hopefully not. Hopefully we're that good. And I know there's question marks when it comes to rotation and the bench.
I don't know, Hector. I mean,
the question right now is, with this guy out, who's a question mark already, right? Even to begin with, as many people don't even want him on the team, would prefer to get rid of him. But now he's out for 3 to 4 weeks, right? And where do we go?
Is a great question, by the way.
Where do we go? No, I'm not trying to ignore your question, but
that's a great question. I love where you're going with it.
It all boils down together, right? So now with Jeff McNeil out, where do we go? Is it Brett Baty? Is it Luis Angel Acuña at second base every day? Now, to give you a little bit where before the injury to Jeff McNeil, I felt like Brett Baty should probably be the guy to get that 26 man on the roster, right? I know a lot of people say, oh, Acuña. I don't need Luis Angel Acuña on the roster to be a bench guy. Right. I need Luis Angel Acuña to play.
I agree.
And unfortunately, right now on this team, he's not going to play.
No.
Because whether the fans Jeff.
Eventually, he could play right now.
Eventually, he could. I'm talking about the start of the season, though. Whether the fans like Jeff McNeil or not, Jeff McNeil is part of the team.
Right.
And in order for that not to happen, or for him not to be the starting second baseman, Luis Angel Acuña was going to have to come in here in spring training. That doesn't matter, because spring training doesn't matter, Hector. But he was going to have to come in here and take the job. He hasn't done that. I'm sorry, he hasn't done it. And I know people want to ignore spring training and just go by the 2.5 weeks and the little bit of playoffs he had last year, which was great for the most part. It was great. But if he's not going to play every day, then I don't need him on the team.
So who are you giving the job to, Hector? You're going, I think I know which way you're going.
No, wait. But so when it was just one spot, I wanted it to go to Brett Baty. And it was for various reasons, right? One, he's earning the job. People want to say, well, he does this every spring. I get it. The other thing is, we know what happened when Brett Baty got sent down last year after a week or two. Highlight every day about Brett Baty killing it in the minors.
Right.
He's missed the AAA. He's exhausted AAA. There's nothing Brett Baty can do in AAA. So what do Met fans say? Get rid of Brett Baty. Well, there's no value for him right now. The only way, in my opinion, or the best way for Brett Baty to improve his value is to have some major league success. I don't really care too much about Brett Baty's long-term future with the Mets. I think he's eventually going to be a trade chip. I think there is a future for Luis Angel Acuña. So if there's one roster spot, I'd rather keep Brett Baty on the team. If he has some success on the major league team, now I build up his trade value. I could trade his ass, and eventually we know Acuña's going to end up coming up. But now there's 2 spots because Jeff McNeil is out. I would like to see Luis Angel Acuña win that second base job in these last 2 weeks. But I still think he has to win it, though, Eddie. I really do.
Look,
now, before I let you go, I think also if they want to go the route of defense and not care about offense, then you go Luis Angel Acuña no matter what. You put him at second base, you got better defense, but you also put Brett Baty on the team. I don't want no Donovan Walton. I don't want no De Los Santos.
Now get the fuck out of here with these guys.
whoever the hell else they want to name. I don't want none of those fucking guys. I want these 2 guys on the team, and I want Acuña to play every day at second base. But I don't know if they feel that way, Eddie. I still think he has to show them something in these last couple of games, last couple of days. That's my take on it. I'm sorry.
Right. So before we did the show, I went up and I started. I looked up everybody's spring training numbers, just get a feel for it. I'll be honest. I've watched a few games, but
I've watched 7 innings, bro, total.
But you're watching. if you don't catch the beginning of the game, you miss
Yeah.
half the fucking good players at bats.
Yeah.
So I went specifically and I was just looking at how many at bats does each one of these guys get in spring training so far. And
It
so
depends.
far,
I think on average it's about 25, 26 at bats, right? Maybe 30 now.
They all have around 30, like mid 30 at bats.
Okay.
Right?
Even more than I thought.
So Luis Angel Acuña, for example, he's got 31 at bats. He's hitting 226. He's got no home runs, 2 RBIs, 3 stolen bases with a 508 OPS, right? Pretty, not great numbers, right? Then you look at Brett Baty, this fucking guy, 35 at bats, hitting 343, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, 1 stolen base, and his OPS is over 1,000.
Right.
So,
I still hate his swing, but yeah, the numbers are great.
I am not a fucking Brett Baty guy. I do not like him. I think he's soft. I don't think he has I don't think he's a New York type of player, but he's having a hell of a fucking spring training. And Luis Angel Acuña is going to go back down anyway, because let's be honest, even if he made the team, he still has options. The best place for Acuña is to be down in AAA, and if McNeil can't cut it, I'm giving the job to Acuña come, May or whatever it is, right? You're going to give it to Jeff McNeil, obviously, because you owe him the money. But I want my second base of the future is Acuña. That's my guy. But to start the season, fuck it. Give me Brett Baty. Put him up. He's done enough to show me that he should start the season at second base. Fuck it.
Right now, the way things are going with McNeil hurt, that would be
up.
Wow, interesting. And I mean, and I think he's gonna be the guy. I do worry about his defense.
He's gonna make it? Because a lot of people don't.
Oh no, I think he's making the team regardless. I think he's making the team regardless. Like I said, I thought he was going to be the last guy on the bench.
You can't put him on the bench, though, Hector. He's got to play.
I don't worry that so much about that with Baty as I do Acuña. And I think there's more opportunity now. Shout out to Evan Roberts. I was listening, and I don't watch the Enrico Bonio too much. I just don't have time. But I was watching it because he had Pete Alonso on. But besides the Pete Alonso, I think it was before the Pete Alonso, he was talking about a few things. And he made a point that I hadn't thought about yet. I hadn't thought about it at all. And that was that now, right, when you think about a bench guy and stuff like that, dude, we don't need a backup shortstop. No. Lindor played 9 innings today. Bro. This dude refuses not to play. People complain about Pete Alonso and that Pete Alonso should take time off. Maybe Lindor should take some time off too.
Yes.
But anyways.
But he loves to play, bro. He's like a psycho.
They both do. But
Lindor is like, bro, he's like an animal. He loves to play. He don't give a fuck.
But so does Pete.
In a tornado, he'll play.
Yeah, so does Pete. Pete rolled over his car and played.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Pete gets hit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, both of these guys, I don't knock them for it, but I understand when people say maybe they should take a break. Oh, people say more about Pete. Maybe Pete should take a day off here or there to help him out. Maybe he doesn't struggle as much.
Yeah.
But we don't need a backup shortstop. You don't need. My point is, Evan made a great point.
We always have Acuña if you need it.
You needed somebody that's gonna be able to pinch hit. Who are you pinch hitting for on this team? You're not pinch hitting for Pete. You're not pinch hitting for Nimmo. You're not pinch hitting. Hold on. You're not pitching now.
Maybe the center fielder too.
Exactly. Before it was just the center fielder, right? Now you add the catcher to that equation. So that's really what you need. You need somebody.
Bro, do you think we should go out and get a catcher? I think we should.
Who? You seen the options out there, bro?
Yeah. What's the kid on the White Sox that signed there, but before that he was terrible?
That you mean that used to be with us? Is that what Nito is? I don't know.
No. Got a big contract. I forgot his fucking name.
Crap. You know what? I should know who you're talking about because Evan went through this too, and he mentioned. I think he mentioned that guy. Oh shit.
I'm drawing a blank. The chat, if you guys can help me out. He went to Chicago. He got a bag, and then he was terrible. But he was good before that. Fuck. I forgot. I'm drawing a blank.
Is he there now? Or you talking about just free agents? Oh, are you talking about? Was that Grandal?
Grandal. That's it. That's right. I'll take a flyer on him.
Really, Grandal? Who's the other guy that was out there? It was Grandal, Jan Gomes, I think it is, James McCann. Then Evan threw some guys around that are in the league that like Jorge Flaro. Like these guys are all
100.
What?
Omar Narvaez.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
dude, you know who I'm rooting for right now?
What?
The everyday man, Hayden Senga. Fuck it. I'm rooting for that kid. That kid works at Whole Foods. Let him get the damn job. Change his damn life.
All
Get himself a good check.
I mean,
plus, listen, if they're into defense,
somebody says you want James McCann back in the chat.
Who said that? Kick him out the fucking chat. Who said that?
Jeffrey said it.
Oh my gosh, Jeffrey had to be one of my people. He's definitely joking.
He's trolling you, obviously.
Yeah, he's trolling. He's trolling.
Kenny, the Godfather. He said we're gonna win 97 games, and he goes, McCann, please no McCann.
Yeah, exactly. Who the hell wants James McCann back? No, listen. There's nobody out there, bro. And if you look at the schedule, the backup catch is not going to play much. The backup with all the days off and stuff like that. So give this guy Senga
I'll tell you, that's this is a guy I'll tell you a guy I'm not high on at all. Now everybody else is. I'm not high on Alvarez.
I was having trouble with him. I don't think he could
fucking hit.
I was having trouble, but I was trying to keep an open mind because he made some adjustments, just like Pete. And go to these, and that's another thing. People talk about the hitting coach. That was a topic yesterday. The hitting coach. You got to get rid of the hitting coach. All these guys have their own fucking hitting coaches. They go in the off season. They go to all these people. Pete just came from somewhere. Alvarez went to JD's peoples and this and that. You know what I'm saying? They're all trying to launch the fucking ball. And we want to talk about the hitting coach. It's not the hitting coach. It's all these other shit that they got in their head. But yeah, I was not liking what I was seeing from Alvarez. He was still trying to put the ball, hit it out of Citi Field while he's playing down there in fucking Clover Park. So I wasn't happy with what I was seeing. But I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because, again, spring training is different for everyone, right? Yes. Some guys make adjustments, and they're working on those adjustments. Some guys are just trying to get their time in. Everybody's different. Everybody's spring training is different. Yes, but because one person once said, "Oh, spring training results don't matter," that's why everybody wants to run with. Spring training results don't matter until Tyler McGill gives up 4 runs, and then oh my God, DFA Tyler McGill.
Yeah.
What the hell is it?
Look, it's such a spring training. Just what I told you before. I looked at everybody's at bats. I looked at the 40-man roster and their at bats. And other than the starters, because like Starling Marte, I think he's got 12 at bats. But the people that are vying for jobs, they only have 35 at bats. So in the mid-30s. That's it. That's a very small sample size.
Eddie, spring training doesn't matter. But Juan Soto hits a home run and we go crazy.
Oh, then it's all.
Then it's a great thing. Oh, Juan Soto's hitting 4 and change in spring training with 4 home runs. Blah 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 blah. That's great. Yo, damn, I don't like what I'm seeing from Alvarez. Hector, spring training don't matter. What the fuck? Damn, we've scored 90 runs.
Yeah. I didn't say that earlier. I saw that on the post. I'm not worried about that.
Spring training don't matter. I'm not worried about it either. But it's still something that's like, damn.
Yeah.
What the F?
Well, look.
We're not playing everybody. So what does that say about our supposed depth?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And remember, you're hitting off of guys that throw cupcakes, guys that are trying to make the teams that aren't even going to make the fucking team. Half these guys, that the pitchers I'm talking about, who they're going against.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Guys that are trying their 3rd and 4th pitches on you. You get what I'm saying?
Score with 100+ runs, 140 runs, whatever the hell I saw what it was. I forget in the lead. We got 90 runs, bro. But it doesn't matter.
No.
We'll start struggling in April, May. Lindor bat 0.55.
He better. That's a subject. Fucking Lindor.
Eddie.
He better get off to a better. I will not look. is he one of the best fucking shortstops in the league? He probably is the best. It's either him or the fucking the kid on Texas.
Eddie, you're gonna get me in trouble, man.
But he better fucking start out the year having at least a league average type of like hit fucking 230, hit 220. Just don't be hitting 086 going into fucking May like he was last year.
You know.
I can't have that.
You know. You could never say anything about this before. You know after last season, there is not a thing you're gonna be able to say about Francisco Lindor. Because people are gonna tell you you're out of your fucking mind because of the way he finished. And who cares? Did you see what he did last year?
I care.
Listen, I say, had he not started the way that he did, he would have been the MVP. I don't give a shit what Ohtani did. I don't give a shit what Ohtani did. He would have been the MVP if he played. Obviously, listen, what he did is astronomical. You can't expect that from nobody. I don't expect
some guys are just slow starters. He's one of them.
Yes.
But Hector, all I'm saying is just hit fucking 220. Hit over 200. I do not want to see the 086 shit. Please. Please.
I agree. Now, we kind of got into the roster configuration as we kind of wrap it up here. Because I got to go stuff to do, and I'm sure you guys stuff to do. So as far as the bench, I mean, listen, we know what the roster is. Outfield, you got Soto, Siri, Taylor, Nimmo, Marte, right? In the infield, you got Pete. Obviously, McNeil's out now. We'll see about second base. Lindor, Vientos. You got Terrence. I think it should be Baty and Acuña. I think
Baty earned the job, and I fucking hate Baty.
Right.
I don't like him at all, but he earned the fucking job.
I think it should be those two guys.
Acuña in AAA, because if he tears it up, that's the value, because eventually we're going to need a fucking pitcher down the line.
Yeah, but I'm talking about even right now, though. You don't think both of them should make the team right now?
I'd rather keep Acuña in AAA just to keep his value high. That it's from a personnel standpoint.
Right.
Like, should he be on the team? Yeah, but I don't want him sitting on the bench. Go tear it up in AAA.
Well, again, but I think right now, I would give him the starting second baseman job. Now, I agree with you. If you look at the way he's hitting,
you're starting Acuña. That's what I mean. You're different.
Only right now because McNeil's out. If McNeil was still here and there was only one spot, I would take Baty and have him on the bench.
Okay.
As the starting second baseman right now, because I value.
I mean, you can put two in them too.
On this team, I value the defense a little bit more because I should get enough offense from the other guys. I would put Acuña at second base to start of the year until McNeil comes back. Now, the other thing is though that I wonder that I'm not really high in the platoons.
Okay.
But the other thing that I wonder is though, Eddie, he struggled in spring training. He struggled last year in AAA, but he came up and talked about how he saw the lights better. They're playing in a AAA stadium.
Yeah.
For spring training, right? Maybe that's affecting him. Maybe this is a kid that just the juices of everyday Major League Baseball get him going, and minor league baseball spring training doesn't do much for him. So maybe opening day comes, the lights turn on, boom, and Acuña turns back into that guy that we saw the 2 weeks that he came up and takes a job, and Wally pips Jeff McNeil. Who the hell knows? You know what I'm saying? So I do wonder about that, how that could be. But I totally understand what you're saying. Based on merit right now, if we want to go on spring training, he really hasn't earned the job. I get it. But the other thing is the pitching. And I don't know how you felt about the pitching coming in. I know a lot of people are not high in the rotation reclamation project. We don't have an ace.
Well, I mean, we got a lot of fucking injuries right now.
We got a lot of injuries. What can we expect from Kodai Senga coming back? All that good stuff. I guess your quick thoughts on the pitching coming in before we get into the injuries.
Okay, I think we got enough to get us to where we got to go, but come July or August trade deadline, we're gonna have to pull the trigger and we're gonna have to bring in a top tier pitcher in here. It doesn't have to be a fucking ace, but we have to get a guy that strikes fear in the opponents. Because I'm not a proponent of, oh, you need this number one, you need no, you need a collection of good pitchers that'll give you. You need about 2 or 3 pitchers that at least give you 5 innings every time you go out there. Because now you see the way the playoffs work. You're lucky if you get these guys to 3-4 innings. That's the way it goes, and then the bullpen takes over. I'm more of a believer in building a better bullpen than building a big starting staff, because these guys don't go that long anymore. It's just the way it is. You know, you're doing max effort for 3-4 innings, 5 innings, and then you hand the ball off. But I do believe that the Mets do need a top tier starter on top of what we have. I think we're good. But if you want to compete with LA, you want to compete with the Houston, you want to compete with the best teams, you need one more pitcher. And that's why I said people get mad at me for saying put Acuña in the minor leagues. Bro, if you want a top tier pitcher, Acuña is going to be the fucking first guy they're going to ask for. And I'm okay with it.
Carlos has something to say to you. Carlos has something to say to you. What do you mean keep value high? Shit, Acuña ain't being traded, Eddie. If anyone is getting traded, it's Baty.
See, that's what he wants to happen, right? He wants Baty to be traded. But you have to think of from the other GM standpoint. Do you want fucking Baty or do you want Acuña? Think about it. You're giving away the kid in Miami, Alcantara, whatever the fuck his name is, right? You think they're gonna say, "Oh, give us Brett Baty. We'll be happy with Brett Baty." No, they're gonna want fucking Acuña just to start the conversation.
That's why I want Baty to build his value, because if maybe Baty builds his value up, maybe you can say no. You take Baty.
That's why I say start him, Hector. Start Baty. If he
and Easy, who loves disagreeing with me, I think agrees with you. He says I totally disagree. Acuña should go down to the minors, meaning he doesn't like my idea of starting Acuña at second base.
I mean, I'm 50-50 with platooning on them, but again, asset management. Always asset. That's what I think. Asset management. You get Acuña and you get all these guys, Jet Williams, and all these guys are tearing up AAA, and then you bring them up here and they fucking look like duds. That fucks up that tanks their value. We need to keep guys' values high, so when we need that piece in August or in July, we could get them. And that's how I look at things.
No, for sure.
I don't have any favorite players. I don't give a shit. I want to win a championship. And to win a championship, you need the best players.
I'm with you on that. Shout out to my guy Ant, who hosts him and Mikey host I'd Hit That podcast. They had
I will definitely watch your episode, brother. Definitely.
Yeah, he wants you to check that out and give him your comments on that. So I wanted to let you know about that.
I'm not like a big YouTube person, but tag me on X and I'll watch. Give me the link or whatever. I'm not like a YouTube guy,
There you go. But we're streaming on YouTube also. So anytime you stream with me, it's gonna go out on YouTube. So what we got coming up is gonna go out on YouTube also. See what happens with that, but whatever. It is what it is. Again, Carlos is a big Acuña guy. He said Acuña makes a difference in the lineups. You bat him ninth, and now you have a speedy guy on base. Well, Lindor sort of comes to bat. He needs to get on base, though, Carlos.
Yeah.
Listen,
Carlos, I'm first. Acuña. I like Acuña better than I like Baty. But the only reason why I say to bring up Baty first, he's doing well in spring training. He's earned the right. And then by keeping Acuña down there, if he tears it up, now you got a guy that, if let's say McNeil fucks up, they have a guy you plug him into second base. He's our second baseman, and throw Baty back down. Hopefully he tears it up and keeps his value high. That's how I'm thinking.
Yep. I'm not sure here. What do we got? KU says Hector, how dare you? Same guy?
Yeah, they're talking about the other.
Oh, okay. They're telling you no. I'm not that Hector, guys. I'm sorry. And shout out to all the Eddie's peoples up in here. This is mostly an Eddie crowd today, but it doesn't matter. Well, it's all love. It's all love.
Hey, even the other Hector, bro, I wish him nothing but the best, bro. Honestly, the beef's over.
No, there you go. Yeah, so just wanted to touch on the comments real quick. Where were we before we get out of here? Just on the pitching. Listen, I guess it's a matter of the last spot in the rotation.
Okay, let me ask you. I'm sorry. I don't want to kill your train of thought.
No, you're good. I do that on my own.
Okay. What's your thoughts on our on our four? We'll go by our rotation if healthy, right? So who is it? It's Senga, I guess, is our number one, right?
Yeah, whatever.
Even though he's not number one, I guess he's our number one.
Well, if he's healthy and he could be the Senga that he was in 22, yeah, he should be our number one. I mean, in 23, he should be our number one.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, ideally he'll be number two, but for us, he should be a number one. I mean, you want to throw Manaya on there? People are going to tell you Manaya is not a number one.
Okay, so we'll go Senga, Manaya, number one, number two.
But Manaya is out. I mean, what do you want to do overall, or with the guys?
I guess we'll just talk about it, right? I mean, it's up to you. It's your fucking show, bro.
No. I didn't know what the question was, and I interrupted.
No, just go through it. So Senga won. He's going to be ready to start the season, correct? He's healthy.
So they tell us.
Okay.
When that is, listen. All we know is that opening day is Clay Day. That's all we know. Besides that, we know nothing else. They haven't said anything about who's starting, who's not starting. Just that opening day is Clay Day.
What do you make of that, by the way, too, with the Clay being like, I don't give two shits who the fuck starts on opening day. I don't think that makes you more or less of a fucking pitcher.
No, it doesn't matter. It's good topic for conversation. We get excited about it. I mean, I was saying beforehand, I thought that Sean Manaya should have been the opening day starter. I thought he earned it from
what last. He 100% though, right?
No, before he got hurt. That's how I came into it.
Okay.
Now, with everything the way that it's played out, I started to say it should be Clay Holmes.
Yeah.
I think he's earned it.
His numbers are really good.
Spring training doesn't matter, but he earned it. The small sample size, like Mendoza said, but he earned it. So, I don't have a problem with it at all. I think it's good. I'm rooting for the guy.
What is the deal with Manaya? When should we expect him?
Well, he recently was cleared. His MRI was cleared, and he started throwing. So now he has to go through a normal spring training, whatever that takes, 4 or 6 weeks.
So what do you think the earliest
another month, I guess, maybe
in the rotation is when?
If we see him late April, we'd be lucky, but probably beginning of May.
Okay, all right.
Beginning of May, mid-May, I would say.
So there's the first two.
At least another 4 weeks. How long does it take for these guys to progress to throwing at least 5 innings? You know what I mean?
I think at least 4
and
weeks.
And it'll be a matter of when do they want to bring him in. Because sometimes these guys are like, oh, you know what? We'll finish his progression in the major leagues. And he can at least give us 3 innings. I'm not a fan of that too much, but we'll see.
I'm a fan of start pitching when you're ready and you're healthy. That's it.
Exactly. The same, and just like I'm saying with Nimmo, come back when you're ready, whether it's pitching, hitting, whatever the hell it may be. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, my thing with the rotation, Eddie, honestly, coming into the year, and now I haven't changed. And then some people I saw were kind of like along the same lines.
Right.
But I've been saying this since the offseason. Is David Peterson. That's the X factor, bro. Yeah, we need him to step up and be the ace. How about
I don't think he's ace material.
Exactly. I understand that. Did we think that Kodai Senga was an ace in 2023? No.
I didn't. Even when he was good
right, but he ended up being nice. But what did you say? All we need is a collection of good pitchers. Right?
Agreed. But
I need David Peterson to take that next step from what he did last year. Agreed. Show me that it really was the hip, and that surgery did the job.
Right.
And you also figured things out. I apologize for the siren, guys. This is what happens when you live.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, fucking New York City. What do you expect?
Exactly. But show me, take that next step, be that X factor, be that guy that steps up that we could say, oh man, David Peterson has performed as an ace this year, even if he's not your prototypical ace. You understand what I'm saying? Last year we had 3 guys step up and be our ace at different times: Sean Manaya, Luis Severino, and Quintana. And you could even throw David Peterson out there because he was the most consistent guy. But these guys stepped up at different times. You know what I'm saying? So let him be that guy that steps up and anchors that rotation this year.
Yeah.
We have questions about Kodai Senga. Is he going to be healthy? Clay Holmes is changing his role.
That's what we're talking about. Clay Holmes.
Yeah, we expect big things out of him, but we don't want to put too much on him.
Are we really expecting big things out of him?
Well, I shouldn't say big things, but Listen, I don't know. I don't know what to expect.
I don't think he's going to be a fucking ace.
Do we need him to be an ace though?
No, we don't need it. But
just be solid.
Let's keep it real. This guy just came from being a reliever.
Yeah.
I mean, do you expect him to come out and give you a fucking, win 12 games and pitch to a fucking 2.40 ERA? I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting give me 130 innings with a 3.70 ERA, and I'm happy.
Right. I don't know what to expect. I'm keeping an open mind. I like what I've seen so far. That doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? I don't
think he's going to be some fucking ace.
No, but I don't think we should expect him to be. Now, if he turns out to be that, hey,
fuck it. Yeah, we'll take it.
Jeremy Hefner and these guys will be gods, bro. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the pitching lab. And we know they keep saying the pitching lab is not just a place. The pitching lab is the whole thing, right? It's the pitching staff, it's the training, it's the everything, it's the data, the analytics, it's the lab itself. So let's see. I don't know what to expect. We'll see what happens. We've seen other guys do it, so why not? We've seen not become ace material, but make the transition.
Right. But like what's his name? Seth Lugo.
Yeah. Look at Seth Lugo. Shit, he became an ace.
Is he an ace though? He's
in Kansas City, he is. No, was he not their best? I don't know. Was he not their best
production? We'll both be very fucking happy.
Heck yeah, we'll be ecstatic. We'll be ecstatic. So I'm rooting for him. And then the thing is the bullpen. How do you feel about Diaz?
We'll see. I'm hoping he's Diaz, but Diaz has been up and down this whole time, his tenure here.
And a lot of times
last year.
That's one thing I worry about Alvarez being out. It seems that Alvarez has made that connection with him and is able to get him to snap out of shit real quick. And he trusts Alvy. You hear him talk about the time, whatever Alvy puts down, that's what he's throwing. So that's one thing that worries me about Alvy being out, the effect on Diaz. But come on, Diaz, you're a fucking veteran. Get your shit together, bro.
Yeah.
Get it together. I was so upset, Eddie, with that first time out when he talked about like he was like too excited. Like, dude, really?
Yeah.
Like I get it last year when you first came back from the injury and all that, but you've already done that.
Right.
What are you excited about?
You know what though, Hector? I think we're gonna be all right with Diaz. I mean, he's a professional. He's got nasty fucking stuff. He just has to as long as he has his control. We should be fine with this. Our bullpen in general, I think, is pretty good. I like our bullpen. I like the Minter. I like the signing there. I thought that was a very good pickup. Yes. He's a guy that pitched a lot of tough games, so I was happy with that signing. We brought back Stanek. Who else do we got out there? We got who else? You guys have to name it off.
Right now,
Reed Garrett.
Reed Garrett. We'll see about Max Kranick, who's making a cause. But also what plays into this thing is the options, right? Do guys have options? Right. Is it Danny Young gonna make it? I think he's out of options. I'm not sure.
I think so. I actually had his numbers. I looked him up.
I like Danny Young, honestly. I like him, but I thought he did well last year. I thought he got some big outs, even against righties and all that.
This guy Zuber is having a good spring training.
Who's that?
Zuber? Have you heard of him?
Oh yeah. Tyler Zuber, yeah.
Yeah, Danny Young. He's only in three games, 3 innings pitched, 3.0 ERA, 0.33 Ks. It's okay.
Yeah, that doesn't help I like Danny Young argument. But he could be a guy that could make it as that second lefty. And if AJ Minter Brazoban, who has been good from what I understand.
He's pitched well in the spring. He's got 10 Ks in 6 innings.
And one guy that I think we won't see on the opening day roster as far as bullpen would be Daniel Nunez, who's still...
He's still hurt, right?
Well, he's not hurt. He's trying to work his way back, but we haven't seen him in games yet. And then now...
It's got to be, rehabbing, right?
Yeah. They say they're taking it slow. They're hoping to get him in games. They think he can still maybe possibly be ready for opening day, but we'll see. And then the other guy is that you would put in as a lock but we haven't seen for a while, and then we found out recently that he's been dealing with something. Is Buto?
Yeah.
Jose Buto hasn't picked.
What's the story with him?
What did they say recently? I forget what it was. Maybe somebody in the comments can help me out here. But forget what they said.
Because I liked him last year. I think he ran out of gas in the playoffs. I think he ran out of gas by the time we got to the playoffs. But he was solid during the regular season.
I go back and forth with him. You know, he was good, and then he wasn't, and it's like
he was bad in the playoffs, from what I remember.
It's like, what is this guy? But yeah, no, he could definitely. Oh my God, it's gonna be hard to find this shit. What exactly he's dealing with? But I forget what they said he was dealing with. But he hasn't pitched in a while. But they're hoping to get him back out there.
Okay.
Soon. So they think he could also be ready for opening day. But those are the locks. And then, you know, you have like I said, like a Max Kranick who's trying to maybe make it. I forget the other guys, to be honest, as far as the bullpen and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think we named the main dudes. There's another guy that's a pitcher. I forgot his fucking name. I had it before. Something Ham or something. Hold on. Let me try to find him. Oh, Griffin Cannon.
Yes. Well, these are guys.
Is he a starter or is he
a Griffin Cannon, a Paul Blackburn? These are guys that could be maybe swing guys, right? And depending on which one of them loses out, and depending on whether they want to use the option with a McGill and send McGill down to the minors to start the season. But if McGill, which depends on how you look at it, whether he helped him and didn't help himself today, as far as the roster spot,
he's a guy I don't know what to tell you.
An enigma. There's a lot of enigmas on this team. But if he makes the rotation, then what do you do with a Griffin Cannon and a Paul Blackburn? Which one of those guys makes it? Cannon has had better results.
Yeah.
So maybe you put a Blackburn in the bullpen, and maybe that knocks somebody out that, you know.
Or, you know, you could always teeter them too and have them, you know, one guy, you use him on bullpen days.
You piggyback them, yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You can put one of them in the bullpen, and one of them could be the fifth starter. Because right now you're going with Senga, you're going with Peterson, you're going with Clay Holmes, as your three. There's another guy that should be pretty much the fourth. I forget who it is. But you have those three guys. I don't know if you pencil them in. I think Canning is the guy that gets penciled in as the fourth.
Okay.
And then it's between Blackburn and McGill for that fifth spot. Right. And then what do? Again, do you give it to Blackburn and send McGill down because he has the option? Or do you start out with McGill, you reward McGill for what he's done this spring and throw Blackburn into the bullpen? Can you mess around? Maybe these guys are scared now to do stuff like this, but can you say, hey, you know what? Blackburn needs more time and start him on the IL or some kind of extended spring training? I don't know.
Kenny brought up a good point. Kranick's been good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kranick has been good.
He's
a guy that may make it in the bullpen. As some people have even thrown him around as maybe they should start him. To be honest with you,
he's 9 innings. He's got 12 Ks, 193 ERA in 6 games. That's pretty good.
No, for sure.
But is he a reliever or a starter? That's the question.
Well, they want to use him more as a long man. That's what they've said. As a multiple inning guy. That's their plan for him. Multiple inning guy, not as a starter. But the fans are saying, oh, maybe we should start him. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that's what they're looking at.
Yeah, but the first few weeks, you could kind of get away with having like a 6-man rotation. You could have it. Because there's so many, you have the off days and all that. So you could get away with it.
You're going to play like if you're having a 6-man rotation by only having 5 guys, though, because of the off days. So it'll allow you, like, right now the plan is to have 5 guys, but they'll pitch on the 6th day because you have the off days, so that adds that extra day just by itself naturally. So you don't need the 6th guy right now, but it's just a matter of how they want to do it, who they go with for those last 2 spots. Again, like I think Canning is probably be that 4th guy, and then who is it? McGill.
I think we got a good staff, man. Like last year.
Overall, the rotation is good. And at the end of the day, Eddie, this is what I say, man.
It's good too. We got some depth.
Yeah, they got a lot of arms. A lot of guys.
Way different on this.
A lot of optional guys, guys, but that are actually good.
Yeah, we're like the fucking like the Milwaukee Brewers. there's no names that jump out on you, but
Right.
they get the fucking job done. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I say when people say, "Oh, well, does this guy expect to hit lightning in a bottle again?" You can't expect that. Well, I mean, this is what he's done.
Yeah.
This is his track record. Now him coming to the Mets, I was like, you got to show me.
Yeah.
Well, he showed me last year, so I got to
Right.
give him the benefit of the doubt. I can't go crazy about it. That's what I'm trying to tell people. Like, I can't go crazy right now. I may not like a lot of things, but I have to give them the benefit
Right.
of the doubt. They've earned that from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I asked them to show me. They showed me. I got to keep my word. What I'm gonna do? Keep going nuts. So no, listen. I feel good, Manny. I feel good. What I asked you before, you said you didn't want to do it, so we won't do it. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great conversation. I want to thank Eddie for joining me. I want to thank all of you guys that came in here because of Eddie, for joining us. And hey, listen, man, when Eddie's not around, you're bored, you want to turn me on, you see me on here, come on in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to start doing more Knicks talk Sunday night, so maybe you see more me and Eddie together. Maybe I have some other Knicks guys come in.
We got some plans going on.
Maybe I have some other Knicks guys come in, but I'm just talking about like for my Sunday night thing, I want to start incorporating Knicks, even Giants. So if you want to talk Knicks, if you think I'm valid enough to talk Knicks, you want to DM me, you want to come on, I'm more than welcome. I'm here for everybody, man. Blunt thoughts is for everybody. We all have blunt thoughts. I know people think it's blunt thoughts because you guys think of me as a pothead. That is not the case. It's because of the way I express myself. I am very blunt. It's not for everybody. Some people are okay with it. Some people aren't. But I'm not the only one that has blunt thoughts. Eddie has them. People have them in the chats. And everybody's welcome. And I'm always here to talk with anybody. So I just want to say that. But I appreciate every single one of you. My peoples, I appreciate you. Again, I apologize we couldn't get to the comments. Like Eddie just alluded to a second ago, we got something going on. You may be seeing us very soon this week on some more Mets-centric stuff. So look out for that. We're not ready to officially announce that, but it's coming, and it should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I know Eddie's looking forward to it, and the other guys involved are looking forward to it. Again, you should be hearing about that soon because we got something coming this week. Listen, if you don't know, go ask somebody. You find my man Eddie on X at Eddie Presti. You see it, he has it there on his name. I think I put it in the description on the thing on YouTube and all that good stuff. So you can find it there. He's all over the Knicks stuff. He's all over the Mets stuff. We'll be working together. Eddie, you got any last words? Anything you want to say? Anything you want to plug? Man, again, he hosted that roundtable. Yeah. Great stuff these guys do, the Knicks roundtable. A lot of fun.
First and foremost, let's go Mets. Happy to talk Mets, man. I've been talking Knicks for the last 6 months, and I'm getting sick of it, frankly. So I'm just happy that the Mets season started. I'm happy to come in here and see some other Met fans and see some people who I haven't seen in a while because, you know, they know me for Mets and not for Knicks, and they don't come into the Knicks spaces. But yeah, man, we're gonna be doing a Mets show. We'll give you the details sooner or later once we get everything hashed out. But we're gonna have something big coming, and we're probably doing another Knicks roundtable starting Tuesday. That's with me, Tony. If you don't know Tony from the Knicks community, shout out to Tony. We got Billy, Fast Show 2K. We got Rick Halfzilla, and then Ari from Manhattan, and Sonny Carton when Sonny comes through. So appreciate you having me, Heck. I'll talk to you backstage.
Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to those guys, man. Again, like I said, that's good. They do good stuff. Sonny, all those guys, Ari from Manhattan. Tony. Hopefully I can have Tony on. Hopefully Tony's my next
Tony's
guest.
a big Met fan.
Set me straight. Oh no, I know. Trust me. I hang out with Tony at the games. He's been to a couple of games. We hang out over there. Tony's a great guy, man. I love Tony.
Yeah,
Tony scares me sometimes. No, I'm kidding.
You'd be scary.
Tony's my dude. Yeah, Tony fucking towers over me, but I'm a fucking midget, bro. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry, and I'm not even a small person. This is when it gets to the point anyway. You need to just shut it down because now I'm starting to say stupid stuff. So on that note, everybody, like we said, look out for us middle of the week sometime. Eddie, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. Like we always say, everybody, LFGM, let's go Knicks. Peace.
Click full of animals and we made ourselves with minimal. Fuck you, no subliminals. Putting in this work, nigga. That's why they feelings hurt, nigga. Swear we need a hearse cause we rep our shites to the dirt, nigga. If I'm in the club.